This week at Macy's, find your new favorite jeans with 40% off Levi's looks for him and her just in time for spring. Or use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 15% off handbags and wallets, already 40 to 50% off. And take an extra 10% off great furniture and mattress deals too. Plus, Star Rewards members earn rewards even faster during Macy's Star Money bonus days. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
If you're looking to move out of your parents' place, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive, which is good because your little brother has gotten really territorial. You're blood related. You'd think it would be fine to share food in the fridge. I mean, who writes their name on every individually wrapped slice of cheese, Tyler? Still, you've got to admire the commitment. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and use the savings to help you move out and have all the cheese you want. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
Breakfast right now.
All right, I'll jump in there, Grace. I got a whole lot to accomplish in such a little bit of time. Whole lot accomplished. Grand morning to all of you. It is a wonderful day to be alive. Where Jerome and Grace come from, they say this is the day.
Watch it. Today is Thursday.
The Lord has made. Go ahead. Yes, sir. I will rejoice. Y'all see Susan.
Rejoice and be proud in it.
That's it. That's it right there.
You got to finish it, okay?
That's it. Yo, you can't leave that one out. No. That's it. You get the right folk. You just say this is the day. That's it. That's all
That's it. They're gonna finish it for you.
Man,
You're acting like your pastor. He felt like he wanted to preach yesterday at prayer meeting. Okay, I said all right.
You know, if you're gonna feel good while praying. You know,
I mean, God is good all the time, so might as well. Let me show.
There you go.
I mean, no, he preached. He preached. No, he did. Yeah,
Yes.
had text and everything.
I've got two options, and I'm going to tell you it's Susan, Serena, and Adonia that kind of inspiring the second option. I know I have Deanna informed me that right after this, I'm talking with Phil and Susan, and then all morning I've been talking with Serena. and in the middle of that. Okay, hold on. Now I think we cut everything. Okay, got you. So got you. Let me know, and we go when you say. All right, then.
And my Serena is in Miami, getting ready to go on a cruise.
All right.
She lives in DC, flew to Miami, and then going on a cruise. She works extremely hard.
I was going to say those are two completely different cultures. DC to Miami are not the same culture.
She's heavy in work.
Yeah.
And she's good at what she does.
Yeah. And this is the time to be heavy at work in DC. Like if he was going to be heavy, it'd be now.
Yeah.
It'd be now. Which, speaking of, DeSantis is clobbering as the front runner of the GOP nominee. Now, of course, things change. We've seen that move before, but he's up like 56%. And then Trump is second, which I find astounding. Not because DeSantis is first. I find astounding that Trump is second due to everything that has happened. And he can still run for president. What a great country we live in.
Yeah, it's amazing. And DeSantis, I before I liked DeSantis, before I moved to Florida, somewhat, I guess. But, he has a lovely, intelligent wife.
That'll make a man likable.
With her own business and practice. And they have 3 adorable kids that are, that they really focus on. So he is all about kids. But, I don't agree with a lot of his policies, and his policies, particularly, during the pandemic was, this is even when everyone else wore masks, it was a no mask place.
Yes.
So, because he's totally against that. And so this whole state has really never worn them.
No, and the WWE is an essential business in Florida, by the way.
Yeah.
Remember
that. So now, they're upset about Disney because of, the ownership and and, he's not into, gay rights and all that stuff. So they're trying to take over that portion. So, I mean, he's a smart man. I mean, he's a Harvard graduate. He's very smart, but I don't know.
I mean,
Antonio, I think you're gonna have to run for president.
you're about right. You're about right. You're about right. But you bring up a really good point. It's one of the things that I like about. Well, actually, I'm not a fan of Joe Biden due to being a black man in America. Mandatory minimums. It's kind of hard to be a fan, but I'm objective. And one of the things, my favorite thing about Joe Biden is his wife. She makes him super likable to me because she is amazing. She cannot work. Like, she has a pure ticket not to work right now, and she is still teaching professionally. Like, she's still in the schoolhouse. That is so impressive to me. That is
She's
incredible.
amazing because,
She
had his wife died, and he had, I can't remember how many kids, young kids, and she took over. They started dating, I don't know, a few years after that, and, really became mother to them.
Right.
They were small kids.
Yeah.
And you have to give her a lot of credit for doing that to begin with, because she didn't need that with what all she had, but she chose it and still was able to work and do everything she does. So I have always admired her. I saw, a photo of her sitting, in her chair, her favorite chair, and the table next to it and everything. And I'm looking at that table and I'm like, that looks like my table that I have for my little corner spot with my mom's chair and all my things on it. So I arranged it and put things on there like she has on there. That's how much I think of her.
When she is
Yeah.
think of her able. She is awesome, man. She is. I come from the old school Jerome. Not only do you pitch a tent, that's where you can find a circus, but the best thing about a man is the woman he chooses. I come from that era. You understand, So, I ain't gonna bother nobody. I'm just saying that's how it used to be.
And my dad, being a Southern boy from Kentucky, and he was stationed, and they were in Massachusetts, and went to I think they had some sort of military dance or something, and my mom and her friends and sisters went, and he saw my mom, and he had to go in front of my grandfather, to see about taking my mom out. Yeah. And my grandmother was in the background. She always did this, like, to my dad, going, don't worry about what he's saying. Don't pay any attention. Don't pay any attention. But because he was very stern and very strict.
That's that Southern style there. That's that.
No, this is the New England people.
Oh,
the Massachusetts people.
Really?
My Harvard graduate grandfather, the one who made the initial Morse code when the Titanic was sinking. He was on the ship.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So right.
So, I mean, very stern, very strict, 11 children. And when my dad, the Kentuckian, wanted to date her, he had to go through a series of meetings with my grandfather. And my grandmother would be in the background going like this. And I look and act like my grandmother. I do this too. I got it from my mom, and all the sisters do that. Don't worry about it. So, genetics play a role.
It does.
Generational, it's inside you, whether it's inside you.
It does. It sure does. It sure does. That's why Adonia is nice to me. It's inside of her. She is
mostly nice.
Mostly nice. Yeah. She's got about.
He just thank you, Susan. He just wanted me to say something. That's all. See how he gets me. See how he gets me. Yeah, I try to be nice. I have the other side too, but I try not to have that show up too often.
Okay, we know you got a mean streak. All you empaths have a mean streak. Never make Susan mad, or Deanna, or Adonia, or Frida, or Renee, or Shelly. All you empaths. That means, first off, if you make Susan mad, you did really messed up because it's pretty hard to do so. You really messed up.
Yeah, I know I couldn't let a lot go, but Will makes me mad every day.
Well, yeah, that's because he's the one. He knows all the buttons to push and get around. Exactly.
What you trying to say about me, Antonio?
I complimented you as the empath, but the empath, yin and yang, right? As kind as you are, that means Adonia will scorch the whole earth. Yes.
Sometimes I feel that gangster spirit activate, and then I'll be like,
is that what we call it?
Yeah,
that's it. I think Prophet J almost activated her gangster spirit yesterday. She said it on Crazy Weirdness.
Oh, okay.
But he was pushing her like you be pushing Deanna, and she'd be like, I know this is for my good, but I don't want you doing it. That's one of them.
We're gonna have to talk about that, because
you want to act up. Sometimes you really do. You want to act up and be like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you want to be like, you know what? Who you think you talking to? I don't think you realize where I'm from. I don't think you realize, but then you kind of be like, scale back and be like, yeah, scale back. He actually is right. And I don't like when Prophet is right. And you know what I'm saying? But you know what? He was right, and he hit the nail on the head.
A man is never right until y'all get in the car and start driving.
Okay, listen.
No, even then he's wrong. But he can be right a lot of it.
This child said this boy, he was talking to me like I was in a training bra. I ain't been in a training bra.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, see, one of the greatest things one of the things that I heard, Adonia actually said something yesterday or the day before when we was talking about jumping in that genius, like let me struggle for my own genius. And so I've stopped pushing. I pushed down a different way. I've had to stop that because there's no benefit, Susan. There's no reward.
That's why Miss Adonia is my big sister, because she gracefully says things that if it come out my mouth, it's gonna be horrible. Like it's just gonna be the most disrespectful, angering, frustrating, ready to roll on the ground fighting. But when she says it, it comes out in a way that's like, if I could just learn how to communicate like Miss Adonia, I'd be on my stuff.
Cheryl, y'all the same person. She just got here first. That's all. She just got here first in California, where all the money at. So when y'all decided, your little talk here made me decide what I was going to do. I was showing Deanna something last night. She was very impressed. And
oh my goodness,
I'm going to do that today. Yeah, I'm going to do that today. I was stuck between something technical, and something dreamful.
What you did last night, what you showed me last night was a beautiful conversation that guided and educated on a different level.
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now. So releasing you from the suspense. I've been working on a 7-book series. Yeah, let me get to the point. I've been working on a 7-book series. I've been wanting to write my own Wizarding World, but I don't want it. I've been writing my own Wizarding World, but I don't want it like Harry Potter. But I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter is, I got my kids loving Harry Potter. Keep in mind, at my mother's funeral, I had on a Gryffindor scarf and didn't take it off. So just know that burying the womb that brought me into this planet, I was wearing Harry Potter. So this is not a slight against Harry Potter. It is just that I've seen the book with the white cast do the saving of the world. I've read that book already. Now I want to do it for my people. I want to do it for my people, So I've read that book already. I want to do it for my people. And remember, I'm a huge fan of said book to where I think I'm British. I don't even have a British accent, but I'm still looking for Hogsmeade to this day. Just so we're clear. I want some butterbeer. All right. And I want some butterbeer. I'm all for it. And I've been working for a long time. And what I'm going to take you through today, actually, and because Adonia has about 15, you got about 15 minutes left, Adonia? Just got to go to.
Yes, but I may cheat a little bit because the first part of it is online, and then I got to jump in my car in 30 minutes after that. So I'll have you on. I may not be able to respond.
Cool. I'll try to get as much done in 15 minutes, at least the most important part for you, because how do you, Susan has this problem. You see it, but you can't put legs on it, but that's not it. Like that's no, not that. I don't know what I see, but I know it's not that. You're trying to figure out, and then you sit there and if I just sit here, it'll come, but it don't come. And I realized last night it wasn't supposed to, because I wasn't supposed to do what I wanted to do. And I'll explain. I was like, well, maybe, and I'm not trying to write a Black version of Harry Potter. See, that's what I know I didn't want to do. So just because I didn't want a 30-something English people didn't mean, like, I'm not kicking against the English. Like, J.K. Rowling wasn't supposed to write about Black people. She ain't surrounded by them. So she did her job, right? She wrote her community. So I didn't want to write a Wizarding World in my community, so to speak. Obviously, it has to be a fictional community. So I said to myself, okay, so for 6 months now, I know it's been a 7-book series, and I kind of know how it ends, but I need some more details. And I'm going to walk you through the details because I was inspired last night. I said, well, let me just see real quick. And I was getting ready to go to sleep, and I got this hit of inspiration. And I'm going to share my screen. Well, let me not share my screen. I'm going to give you everything, but I did this last night with tell them what you did, Deanna. That's when I shared my screen with you. And that's why I don't want to do it with y'all. See, well, I'm a kid. I'm a kid.
Like once I read certain stuff, I started reading ahead, and I wasn't supposed to read ahead.
I don't want y'all reading ahead. All right, that's the only point. I don't want y'all reading. That's the only point.
You're gonna have to copy and paste. And paste.
I am. Y'all gonna get it. You're gonna get everything. I'm gonna share my screen when you can't see ahead, but you're missing the magic and how to do it without me reading ahead. All right, reading ahead.
You have a topic for today, sir?
Yes, a topic is how to. I don't want to say how. It's not a story for me. It is how to use ChatGPT to solve your biggest problem. This is what it is, because you can use this in any way. So up front, what's your biggest problem? I don't know. It's whatever it is, you can use it in any way. Right there, Grace, if you could, with your beautiful reading voice, and Grace takes a flight. It's traveling safety grace for you, Grace. There's a lot of graces up in there, but yes, traveling grace for you, Grace.
I will receive all the graces.
Yes. Go ahead and read that real quick.
Okay. I want to create a 7-book series, PG-13.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to explain.
Okay.
I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to write something not for the world, not just for Black people. Do you understand? I said I didn't want to write a Black version, because that means for Black people. I didn't want to write Think and Grow Rich, the Black experience. You understand? Fantastic book. Fantastic book. That's how Adonia got introduced to the Think and Grow Rich, which is a real way to travel that way, but that just shows you how chocolatey she is. I wanted to write a book for a generation, for my kids, my biggest problem is, how can I teach my kids lessons when I'm dead and when I'm not around? That's my biggest problem. That's my biggest problem. It's just all, if I worry, it's what I worry about, but I don't worry. That's my biggest problem. So I knew what I wanted. And when I typed in what I wanted to it, Jerome, when I typed in what I wanted to it, Susan, it helped me more than I was expecting. And you're going to see this here. And I really, really want somebody like Adonia to recognize this, and Melissa, and Frida, and Dolores. These women, and Adrian, these women I've named typically got to do it all themselves. Was I wrong? If I'm wrong, let me know. Let me know if I.
You're on track.
Okay. Okay. All right, then. They got to do it all themselves. You know, it's not the life they created for themselves. It just happened. It is what it is. They not complaining. But since I'm here, ain't no sense in me waiting on somebody to fix my problems. I fix my problems.
Child, is that Sandra and Dr. Sugar too?
It surely is. It sure is. Right? Okay. So that's it. That's not, no, I don't need no man or whatever that is. I'm not waiting on nobody to do something I could do myself. That's a whole different spirit. A whole different spirit. I wait on the Lord. I'm not waiting on man. Yeah, put that on a t-shirt.
I won't even order DoorDash because I can go get it myself.
There it is. You never heard anybody say that. Okay. So I want you all to receive this because I didn't know what to do. And I've been struggling with this series, but I know it's integral to what I want to do in the future. But I knew what I wanted. I knew I didn't want to be anti-white or anti-English. And I knew I didn't want to do it in America just because I understood I wanted to capture the magic of Harry Potter without being Harry Potter. You understand? And they want like Gryffindor, and then my house name is Flofendor. Like I didn't want to do any of that stuff, you know. I didn't want to do any of that. Like I wanted 100% original, to where people don't even think that was my inspiration. Of course, Harry Potter has inspired many of people, many of things, and it should have. Now, J.K. Rowling and her stance on transgender rights is a different story. I do not agree with her on that, but I can separate for this conversation her ignorance from her brilliance. That being said, I knew I wanted. Now, Grace, read the plot that I knew I wanted. But this is important because when I put this into, can you go to ChatGPT not knowing nothing? Absolutely. But I didn't know what I wanted. I just knew, like I was saying with Susan, I just knew it looks something like this. And that's all I had. All I had was a marble. That's it. A mustard seed. There we go, Jerome. I just had a mustard seed. And I just described my mustard seed to ChatGPT. Go ahead, Grace.
Do you want this in the notes? What I'm about to read?
Yeah, I believe it will. Well, you can put it in there, but y'all, well, see, this is the deal. People are gonna be saying, but they're gonna steal your idea, Antonio. First off, you gotta execute. The odds of you executing better than me are slim. Secondly, the odds of you even executing are slim. 98% of the people hear stuff and go, wow, I'm gonna do that one day. And end up with a bunch of empty yesterdays. Don't worry about people stealing your idea, because they still gotta outperform you. And that's, you're not gonna outwork me. Okay, go ahead, Grace.
I want to create a
yes, you can put it in the notes so people can have something to work with.
Okay. I want to create a 7-book series, PG-13 book that involves a wizarding world in Africa with an American boy who went to Ghana with his mother and father, but they were killed by an evil wizard. And now the American boy is homeless and must live in Ghana, but finds out his parents were wizards, and he is introduced to a wizarding world he never knew existed. I want to inspire the next generation of children to believe in goodness and the power of magic. Can you help me?
Right. So I know I want the boy to be
That's
American. Yes. No, I want to be American, but I want him to be Ghanaian. But American. You get what I'm saying? I want him to, by parents wanting to do not great things, wanting to do abroad things, because I don't want to say great things because Ghana's great. Right? I want to do abroad things. The kid just happened to be either born in America or born in Ghana, but came to America, in 6 weeks or something like that, Grace. You get it? Why? Because I want to create this tension for the whole series, Susan. Like, I want him to struggle. I don't want him to know about the wizarding world in Ghana, because how can I explain it to you if he knows the thing? The way I write my books is I don't use the third person author that knows everything. My best, I like to write in character point of views. And so I need him ignorant so I can use dialogue to explain Gryffindor, even though it's not Gryffindor. But you get the point though, right? You get the point. I need that. So I need to create tension from the beginning. Watch with ChatGPT. Now I'm gonna share my screen this time because it's elongated. Sure, here are a few steps, and I'm gonna stop right here. This guy, I gotta keep Deanna from reading forward. Okay, I gotta keep it. We're not gonna read all of it, but I'll speed you up. It says, sure, please, you can take a screenshot. If y'all looking for books, please take if you're trying to write books, take a screenshot. Actually, Grace, I tell you what, I'm a copy and paste this for you, and then what you can do is put this in the notes, and that'll be it. You don't have to you don't have to take no other notes today. Just because they can go from this 1 through 7. Anyway, it says, sure, here's how you can get started with your series. Research, and I took this very seriously before I started writing. And this was the point though, that Carlos, ChatGPT, said, the wizarding world that you want to create. Why? Because there's cultural and mythological beliefs of Africa and incorporate them in your story. And I found that strong. Also, research the African continent and its history and get a better understanding of the background of the story. So good for me is I'm a conscious brother. I don't have a hard time in doing this part. Good for me. Create a plot outline. That's what I've been doing. So that was not too hard. I have a plot outline for the first book, and I'm creating it for all 7 all at one time. Develop characters, not going to be a problem for me because it's something I do well. Write, blah, 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 send feedback, edit and revise, publish. Easy to understand. The inspiration behind this particular talk today is 1 and 2. Because this is what, 1, 2, and 3. But you can't develop characters without tension. And I've already created tension for my main character. Grace, did I have a main character? No.
Now
I want to show y'all something. I'm not sure if this is going to pace well for you, Grace. Nope, this message is too long. Try sending multiple short messages. Sure, I could do that for you. I can do that for you. Hold on, I want people to have something. Here is 1 through 3, Grace. Excuse my little awkward silence here. Uh-oh. Okay. I have no idea what all this other stuff is. I saw it on my screen, though. Maybe it's like pictures of me in the shower or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's not. It's obviously not. It's not. But there you go. There's 1 through 3, Grace, right there. And see if you can number them for our people.
I see a bunch of squares with white.
Above the squares, you should see.
Oh, my bad.
Text.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I have no idea what that. It was Dolores' fault. And then there is 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just 4, 5, 6, and 7. Bam. So now I got it. I set the stage. He told me what to do. Bam. So that was pretty easy. Now, this is where the magic comes in. This is where the magic comes in. I'm gonna share my screen now. So that you don't have to take no more notes, Grace. You can just engulf yourself in whatever we're doing. All right. Now, I say, but great. Can you give me suggestions of the main suggestions of the main protagonist? Now, just wait a minute before I'm gonna stop right there. Here was what I had at first, y'all. And I think this is important because I've been working on this for months, at least 6-7 months, Like I have a whole thingy, and I've been working on it for 6-7 months, and I got all these character names, and I had these. I was just playing around, Grace. I'll show you. I love Harry Potter so much, so I'll show you. So here's my little note. I came up with these housing names: Gopher Paw, Turtle Meth, Spider Raft, Dragon Roar. I think I did it on this car, right? It was all pretty
generator.
Cool. Yeah. We went to the generator and all the stuff like that. Cool. And I was like, yes, that's cool. Bam. Punchline: those names are not used, and you're gonna see why. You're gonna see why. You're gonna see why. In great detail, you're gonna see why. So I was like, well, what's my main character names then? What is going to be my name? And I had like Hayden something. It was great. Hayden Cage was the first one. Hayden Cage, great name. But when I told it to Deanna, she's like, oh my God, Hayden Cage is an awesome name. And I heard her say it, Susan. It sounded like Harry Potter to me. It's not Hayden Harry. It sounded like it. I didn't hear it when I had it in my head. It's when she got excited and said it back to me. I was like, nah, I'm not going to use that one. I'm not going to use that one. And again, this is not in rejection of Harry Potter. I've read that story already. I don't want, when you look at your competition, I put that in air quotes, and you get inspired by your competition, you can never be better than your competition because you're using your competition as your model. You're only going to be second. It just makes logical sense. If you're looking at your competition, waiting for them to move, you're going to always be a move behind them.
It's like be true to yourself. That applies everywhere.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Then they want to do that. I want to write a book I want to read. So Grace, when I put these, I said, can you give me name suggestions? I'm expecting Harry and Lewis and American names. Okay, this is what I'm expecting.
Patrick,
yes, I'm expecting American names because I said, can you give me name suggestions? And since I dream in English, I talk mostly in English, I'm expecting English to come back to me. I'm talking to ChatGPT in English. Look what it did, and it was so brilliant. It sent to me. Read these names, Grace. Sure. Here's some suggestions for the main protagonist. Go ahead.
I had a friend and named Kofi. Yes.
Okay.
Nana.
That's right, Nana.
Come on, Kwame. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Ya.
Uh-huh.
Akosua.
Uh-huh.
Ama.
Mm-hmm.
Sinku.
Yep.
Adon.
That's right. You done well.
Okay, the black in me want to say Ebenezer, but I don't know how to say that.
That's about right. They would say Zeh.
Zeh. Okay. Ebenezer.
Yeah, Ebenezer. Yeah.
Okay, Ebenezer. And Ofosu.
Ofosu. Okay. Namdi. All right, you're right. Something like that, right? Got it.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked, Jerome, when this happened, because I was like, oh, that's not what I was expecting. But up here, I said
Ghana. Yeah.
Ghana. So it gave me names in Ghana. And right here, the magic started happening, Susan. I start going, wait a minute. Yeah. Yes. And I
keep trying to remember Sarah Maria's guy that's from Ghana.
Yeah.
He just performed. This. He lives in New York City now, but they did a whole performance with all the heads of tribes from all over the world coming. You know, I went to that and she thought it was going to be the short version. We thought we were going to something that was an hour, that was 4.5, 5 hours.
Yeah, black folks don't do stuff for an hour. Black
Yeah,
folks.
but it was all the ceremonies with the,
Uh-huh.
you know, the leaders, and then the meals. I think we had 2 meals and 2 desserts. I mean, 2 times of that with everything, and the food was fabulous. But I'm trying to remember. I can't remember his name, and I, you know,
It'll
how
come to
that.
you because you're trying to remember, right? It's one of those
I
things.
know, and I thought, well, I love his name, and you know, either his name or something similar would be good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I wound up picking a name, so I wound up. I never say, it's just it was beautiful, Jerome. The magic started happening. I immediately tell Deanna, we watched the movie, and I immediately tell Deanna, I say, man, Source is really working right now, because I go from no answers to Ghanaian answers. I'm doing something now, and it's not what I did. It's what I said that came back to me, which is always important. So I'm gonna reach out what happens next. Okay, so so I go, well, I like Kofi, because now what I'm doing now, Jerome, is I'm trying to find that household name. Now, this is very important. This is something I learned as a rapper. So I'm explaining this. I'm gonna stop my screen. I'm explaining out something as a rapper. One of the hardest things you can do as a rapper is name an album. Easy to name a song, because it's kind of, you take an emotion, you be like, yeah, or you take the hook, man. But when you put all these 16, well, back in my day, we wrote like 21 songs. Now they write 6 songs. They write 6 songs. So yeah, there you go. There's an album. Y'all pay $14.99 for this 6 songs. We used to fill up the whole 80-minute CD, Grace, back in my day.
Talk about the dual discs.
Then you was gonna get 160 minutes. You was gonna get 21 tracks and a hidden track that you didn't even know, because the track 21 was 12 minutes long. So if you just kept it silent, if you just kept going, you was gonna get a track that all that still, like, that's, y'all don't know about the golden age of hip hop. Y'all don't know nothing about that, but Grace understands, because she likes trap music and Jesus. There you go. So she understands. One of the hardest things you can do is make an album. Make an album name. So I have this rule that I made up a long time ago. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but this is what I did. If you think you got a good album name, act like you're a fan and say it's coming out. And if it sucks, it ain't a good album name.
That's good. That's good.
I give you, so is the Humor Consultants a good name? Yes. And I'll tell you why. Think about this. We're going to go, hey, Jerome, the new joke talking people, that's coming out. That don't sound good, huh? Man, that new Humor Consultants is out. See that? Can you see how that just rolled off? Like, man, you checked out the new Humor Consultants movie? You see how it just rolls off. So I'm like, hey man, have you read the book about Kofi? And I'm like, okay, I got something here, because I couldn't do it. But I'm gonna show you the names again. It wouldn't work with the rest of them. A new Nana coming out, nope. New Kwame coming out, no.
Not the Nana one.
You know what I'm saying? Well, no, I can't say the Nana. That means something different in the Black community. Nana is a Nana. You understand? Yes, that's the y'all. That new y'all is coming out, like y'all, right? You know what I mean, right? Akusa, I couldn't do it any other name. Kofi, I like. So then I do something. This is like the dumbest thing I do, Susan. Oh, thank you. Can you give me easy to pronounce last names now? Not that I need.
Antonio.
Yes, ma'am.
His name is Yawuza, Yazoo. I got a picture of him here in his full dress.
Oh, hold on. Let me stop the screen so I can see that. Hello, put that back up. Look at that.
Oh, I got more when they're performing.
Oh,
he's been the head of this company that travels all over the world for a long time with sing and dance.
He is handsome, y'all see that?
Oh yeah, he's a good looking guy.
Yeah, the muscles, the muscuses. Yes.
Got my
Oh, yeah, no, we could still see it pretty clear. Yeah, we see it good. Yeah.
I got more with in the full dress and the swords and all the stuff.
Yeah.
That's just his profile on his
Yeah.
profile. He's
Yeah,
a good guy.
Amen to that. Amen to that. So I actually easy pronounce last names, Grace. Why? Because I'm not worried about me. I'm trying to make that album sound good. And I get all these names. I like all the names, not for, like Kofi Bansu was like the closest. I'm trying to get that Harry Potter. I'm trying to get that, because when you say Harry Potter, you're not just saying Harry Potter. Typically, when we say Harry Potter, we don't mean the actual person. We mean the whole world and everything that came with it. We mean, like, yeah, man, I love Harry Potter. You're not really talking about the kid who lived. You're talking about the whole thing. And I'm trying to find that. So then I come to this link here. And I Google, I think I Googled something like list of Ghanaian names. And I click this one. List of Ghanaian last names. Like I even spelled last names wrong. And I get this one here, and here's the cute little baby. Susan and Deanna had the same reaction. yeah, I had the same reaction. There's a cute little baby right here, and it's written by this person, Kadadi team, and etc. So I'm going through these names, and I speed this up. I go through all these names, and it wasn't until I get to 103 till I found my last name, Grace. Sai. Ghanaian origin is a patronymic surname, which means paternal, passed down, ancestral. Famous last name bearer was a boxer, Obadiah Sai. Bam. So I then go, got it. Kofi Sai. Listen to it. Kofi Sai. Hey, man. Oh, my God. The Kofi Sai, the prisoner of Azkaban is out. I'm still barring for Harry Potter at this moment, but you get the point, though, right? You get the point. Harry Potter, Kofi Sai. Boom. We're doing pretty good now. So we're doing pretty good. Now I'm getting excited while I'm sitting there, like I'm kind of leaning and laying Susan while I type it. Now when I get the last thing, I sit up now. Now I got to sit up, I sit up now because my blood start going. And I go, great. So I go, I'm gonna name my protagonist of my young adult wizarding book. So I changed it from PG-13 to the actual category. Young adult wizarding book, Kofi Sai. And I put it in a little quote so you can understand. Then he blessed me, Susan. Read it, Grace. Oh, hold on. I gotta do that. For the Dianas and
from a friend.
Yes.
Okay, sounds great. Kofi Sai has a nice ring to it and fits well with the African wizarding world you're creating. Kofi is a traditional. Is it Akon? Is that how you say that?
I'm saying Akon right now. I'll look at the proper pronunciation.
Akon name that means born on Friday, and Sai is a surname that could have a variety of cultural origins. With your protagonist name, you're one step closer to bringing your wizarding world to life. Good luck with your writing.
Okay. Now my
Carlos is so nice.
It's so nice. Now my genealogy says that a large portion of my DNA is from Igbo tribe, and another half is from Ghana. So I'm literally from Ghana and Nigeria. That's where my answer, like 97% of my blood, according to the DNA test we took, is all West African, and it's 2.5% Central African. There's nothing about my stuff that's not African. It's funny to see.
Antonio, and I'm sure you experienced this. First question they ask is, what day of the week were you born?
Absolutely.
So that, that'll be somewhere integrated in here.
Early too, right?
Yeah.
Early. Chapter 1, verse 1. Because that's one of the first things they do. They say, what's your name? And you say Antonio. No. What's your Ghanaian name? Right? That's what they say. Exactly. So but he taught me something Grace. He taught me that Psi, has cultural organs, and Kofi is born on Friday. So I'm working with hot grease here. But then it was this right here, a Khan name. That's what I'm saying. I haven't. Let's look up the pronunciation right now. Oh, I think that's my server stuff. I bet not.
Sounds like a con man, a con.
Yeah. Let's see. Pronounce a con and then good name. And let's see what pops up. Okay. Yep. Perfect. How to pronounce? There we go. Boom. Oh, I didn't share my screen right. Hello. I gotta share it with sound now. Bam. Let's go with
Akin.
Akin. There you go. See, I'm all the way off. Akin.
Akin. Akin.
Akin.
Okay. So what I'll do is go back to Ghana or text my Ghanaian friends and we'll go from there. Anywho, so we say Akin. Now, that's what taught me that. So I'm so excited because, oh, that's not it. Hold on. That's video game stuff. Sorry. Okay. And I'm like, now watch my next response, Grace. Thank you. Can you educate me about Akin, please? Because you might, right? It was logical, Susan. I had to. It was logical. It was logical. So I was like, can you? And then the doors just blew wide open, Grace. Come on, you got to read it, Grace. You got to read it. You got to read it.
The Akin are an ethnic group indigenous to Ghana and Ivory Coast in West Africa. I was
Smart
not
move.
about to butcher that name right there.
It's French,
Yes.
Keep going.
They make up one of the largest ethnic groups in Ghana and are known for their rich cultural heritage, including their history, traditions, language, and arts. The Akin people have a long and proud history, and their culture is steeped in tradition with a focus on family, community, and spirituality. They have a strong belief in the power of the ancestral spirits and their role in guiding the living. This belief is reflected in their traditional religious practices, which incorporate elements of spirituality, magic, and divination. The Akin are also known for their rich artistic heritage, including their distinctive woven textiles, pottery, jewelry, and wood carving. They are also skilled in metalworking and have a long history.
Hold on. You said that. The first two paragraphs.
Okay.
Good. So now I'm intrigued. I'm like, this is sounding real wizardy. Because remember, I say up here in my first, I want to inspire the next generation of children to believe in goodness and the power of magic. Okay. What I really wanted to say is, and goodness and the light, but because that's my hidden agenda. All right, that's my, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. So now when I see this, ancestral spirits, traditional religion, I go, I think I went too far on you, huh, Grace? No, that's what I meant. No, I did. So I go, great. Can you tell me more? Can you tell me some fascinating things about Akin spirituality? Because I'm interested now because I'm trying to pull out the wizarding and the magic. Grace, I mean, can y'all see why this is a serious threat to Google? I'm not on Google, and Google won't give me such answers like this. This is a serious threat. And I'll summarize this one, Grace. The Akin people have rich spiritual tradition, deeply entwined with their cultural heritage. Here are some fascinating aspects of Akin spirituality: ancestral spirits, traditional religion, and then look, it's like I was supposed to be up all night doing this, Grace. Magic and divination. Come on, Grace. All right, go ahead, read number 3 for us, Grace.
Magic and divination. The Akin people believe in the power of magic and use it to protect themselves from harm and ensure their well-being. Divination is also an important aspect of Akin spirituality and is used to seek guidance and make important decisions.
So when I start, going Levioso, which again, that's far from Harry Potter, It's deeply rooted in the culture already. You understand? Spirit possession. Now I see this and I go, that sounds like I can create some tension. Watch this here. I'm going to use all 5 factors of this book. I mean, all 5 of these factors in the book. Thank you. Can you give me 5 more amazing things that most people don't know? And then this is what it does, Grace. Look at it. Ritual objects. This word that I need some help pronouncing. The cone, song.
I wonder if that.
Song.
I think I wonder if that N is. I wonder if that N is silent. I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Typically, you pronounce every syllable at a time. So
okay.
Yeah, and
consonant,
phonetics. Yeah,
consonant,
but it's repeated. It's the same sound twice. Believe in the power, symbol of interconnectedness. That's even the word itself is interconnected. See, that's something I can say, and so I can have Kofi Sai be ignorant upon this, because not only is he a kid, but he's got to ask a question, and I can have, Hermione say, "What do you mean?" And blah blah blah. And okay, you got it. Then Momotia or Momotia, depends on. I'll figure all it out. The active people believe in the power, this power of protection, usually rituals, dream interpretation, and then all sorts of stuff. And then look, then they believe in. Some people receive call of the spirit, which idea the spirit can, and which this means the spirit can call an individual to perform certain tasks or carry out specific missions. There is my hero's journey.
Yep.
Anyway, there is my Kofi Sai. His parents were received this call of the spirit. That's why they even went back. They were strong. They were this. That's why they were murdered. And this call of spirit was even greater in Kofi, and he doesn't want it, because which 8-year-old kid wants to be the savior of the world? None. So when I didn't even try to type this, Susan. It just came out by accident. Read that, Grace.
OMG, this is so perfect to include. Thank you so much. Every last one of these are going in as well. I need to create a villain of the book. Can you give me some rare facts or unknown facts about Akan spirituality?
I'm
sorry, Akan spirituality.
Yeah, because I want to put this in this all. I want this to be in all 7 books. So I'm looking for something now lesser known to the outside, but known by people in Kanea, known by. So when it happens in the book, Grace, and people research, they go, "Oh man, that's a real thing. Did you know?" Because I want people to go, "Susan, did you know that that's actually real?" When the author, I want people to do that. Right? I want people to have those conversations. So I want these lesser known facts, and I can build a villain around these lesser known facts. And Grace, Carlos did not disappoint. You hear me? Did not. I mean, this didn't even come close to disappointing. Some of this symbolism and darkness is repeated from up. No, that was not repeated. Some of it's repeated, like power of curses is somewhere up there, but that's okay. Symbolism and darkness, belief in evil spirits, role of magic and protection, that's one that's repeated. Power of curses, the role of sacrifice. That sounds real villainous to me, Grace. The importance of balance. Akan spirituality, balance is seen as essential to maintaining harmony and well-being. And imbalances, look at my villain, in the spiritual world can cause negative consequences. So the world is mine. I get to decide what this imbalance is. Power of secret knowledge. Right there, it's over right there. It's over. I need to get Kofi to secret knowledge, but it's secret. So he's going to have to fight for it. The use of ritual masks, which excites Deanna. The role of dreams. The belief in the soul's journey. That's me feeling Susan talk all day long. I get to play around now. I get to play around. The power of music and dance. How we gonna have something in Africa without music and dance? How dare we, Grace? How dare we? Can't do that. The use of herbal remedies. Now I get anybody who's an herbologist like Deanna. Importance of rituals, the power of sacred spaces. Come on, man. The belief of spiritual journeys. This perfect. So now this is just a few examples. Let me stop right here, wake y'all up a little bit. This is, I've been struggling for 6 to 7 months trying to write a Wizarding World. Remember, I'd like to capture the magic of Harry Potter, but so let me define what the magic of Harry Potter is. It raised a millennial generation. I'm a millennial. This is what I'm calling the magic of Harry Potter. But again, respectfully, I've read that book in which the white cast saves the world. No disrespect. I've seen that movie. It's been on repeat for 41 years of my life. I have no idea how long it has been for yours, but for mine, I've seen that movie. It's all good, but I don't want to be anti. I like the fact that J.K. Rowling wrote about British people, because she's British, in a British place with the British suburb. She made up a fictional suburb. She didn't have all white people. She had British people who just happened to be what we call white. This is not intentional. She wrote her neighborhood. It's just fair and clear. All right, I'm going to write the African neighborhood. That's all. That is it. It's not a. So I knew I didn't want to make it based in America. I knew that. I didn't know what I wanted, but I knew I didn't want to have it based in America for just multiple different reasons. It's just, for one, it was too easy. It was too easy. It was the obvious thing to do. Oh, let me base it in America. Let me do the same thing in America. That's not the same thing. I mean, that's not a different thing. That's the same thing in a different package. And I don't want to do that. I want to put the same thing in a different package. So I have nothing, Jerome, and all of a sudden, I got all this stuff. I got 15 this, 10 that. I got all this stuff, and it gets better. This is, remember, Grace, what's today's topic?
Today's topic. Hold on, I got it. It is. Let me scroll up. Here we go. How to use ChatGPT to solve your biggest problem.
And this is one of my biggest problems because I've read this universe, and this Wizarding World must come up sooner than later. Much sooner than later. Go ahead, Deanna, please. This is a good time.
My question is these questions that you're asking, like,
I'm trying to help.
Where did these questions, like, where did these questions come from? Because I know for me, like, you taught me something last night, and because of what you taught me, something came out of that. But I would have never thought to ask Carlos, hey, Carlos, I want to write such and such and such and such based out of such and such, and I wanted to deal with this. Like, I would have never thought to ask that question. So where do these questions come from? Like, how do you, in your brain, like, where in your brain do these questions come from? Because for those who won't be able to, like, sit with you and pick your brain while they're going through this process, how would they know to have this conversation with Carlos? Because see, yeah. I could call you quickly, like, hey, this is what I'm trying to figure out. What do I need to ask Carlos? But not everybody can do that.
No,
so
fair enough. I have a tactical advantage as I have been an artificial intelligence enthusiast for 10 plus years. So I do have that advantage. So I understand that, what do you call it, Grace? This is machine learning. So as much as you all think, oh, we can't do this, or can't do that, let me show you something before I get Prophet Jerry. Here is the first website me and Tempest ever built. It's not even secure right now. And this is from 2012. And maybe this coding, like if you look at the websites we build, it is default is coding tech. And look, there's Bryant, there's Tempest, there's Grace, right? There's Deanna, there's me. Coding's mission is to create the best artificial intelligence mobile software which communicates with one another, bring ease and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Y'all don't even know about this company, but I need you to get that I'm not new to artificial intelligence. I have been attempting to do this. And if you go to About, it tells you up front that I am trying to be artificial intelligence. And then I think somewhere on here to say, I'm one of the, look, algorithms. I'm one of the guys trying to find the master algorithm. So just so you can see, I understand this is machine learning, which means, Jerome, that the machine is actually learning with not only every interaction, but with mine specifically. So I'm not trying to be smart, and I'm not trying to outsmart it. I'm letting the machine know I have a need. I think y'all come to ChatGPT as telling ChatGPT to be your slave. You get more out of it when you tell it you have a need, because it will start suggesting you things. If you already know what you want, that's great. Don't tell it, here's what I want, do this, unless that's what you're trying to do. Here's what I want to do. Do you have any other suggestions? And then you're looking, the chance of you striking oil with the smartest brain on the planet are more than 1 in a million now. More than 1 in a million. More than 1 in a million. And they know anything about acting society and culture. But watch how it keeps playing a big part. Watch how it keeps playing a big part. So, Deanna, I'm asking questions as if I know what I'm doing. I am an expert, but would you be my mentor? Okay, go ahead, Prophet Jerry, because watch what happens next. Just go ahead.
Greetings, Bishop. How you doing?
I am well, sir. How about yourself?
Marvelous. Quick question. So you can ask Carlos something about, like, say you got a message you got to preach on, and you want to do about when Jacob's name was turned into, when he wrestled with the angel, all that. So, how would you ask? Like, okay.
I've been waiting on this question because I alluded to this like last week. I told y'all sermon writers are out of business, and I've written thousands of sermons. I don't know if y'all have seen it yet. This is me being totally facetious, which is an insulting remark. Completely just, no, sarcastic is an insulting remark. I'm being facetious. This is a funny, not funny remark here. You've seen the preacher with the iPad, or the preacher that goes in the pulpit and literally sets up his miniature laptop. I'm not saying this is wrong. Remember, those same preachers hated that technology until, wait a minute, I could write some really good sermons with this. And if you think for 1 second that now you can get the sermons written for you based off of what you already studying, you crazy as hell if you think preachers ain't finna be using ChatGPT. They just ain't figured it out yet.
Do you think our pastor? Do you think our pastor would use
it? Churches tonight, I wrote it on this thing. That's why I said
there you go.
I want to try it. I'm gonna do it tonight, my D Block Church, and it looked good.
It looked good.
I said, well, write me a Facebook post.
See?
What should I do if I was going to put it on TikTok? It said, well,
See?
if you listen, get talking, bro. Keep talking.
Do you think our pastor will use ChatGPT?
Yes, he will.
Okay, I was. Hey, pastor, take a look at this.
Yes, he will. You better let him know one of the greatest experts on the planet with it. So, Prophet Jerry, I just need you to know before I answer the rest of your question. I need you to get, man, it's about to happen. It is about to happen. So, this is what I would do. I would say, I'm writing a sermon on Jacob wrestling with God.
Hold on, I'm gonna write it down for him. Say it again.
Oh yeah, sure. Like I'm very. If you go back, let's go back to my prompt. See, y'all don't. Well, I can't tell you how to do stuff, but you ask me how I would do it, and I can
right.
lead
That's
off the bone of that one. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm very real with like I don't go. Can you do this for me? No. So watch how long my prompt is going to be for you. I'm writing a sermon on Jacob wrestling with an angel. Look up the verse for me, Deanna. It's something like, I think it's like Genesis chapter 32.
26.
It's right around there.
32,
26.
26.
32. 32, 26.
I just did it, bro. I just did it. I will not let you go until you bless me. Come on,
Doc. Come on.
Just did it. Come on.
32, 26. Now remember, my master's degree is in Jewish culture and law. So I can. Reason I knew it was 32 because I have Genesis section out, and I know Joseph's story starts in 37. So I was able to, I paid $150,000 in student loans to be able to do what I just did.
Wow.
Okay, no, hold on, Grace. You ain't got to share. This is what I would do. This is exactly what I would do. Because my job is to teach my audience, but be original. That's my job. My job is to be faithful to God, but also faithful to myself. Yeah, go ahead.
I love how you talk to this thing, right? That's what people need to understand.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to help him, Adrian.
Prophet G, all you gotta do, say, I'm looking to do something about, and then you can say whatever it was, whether it was Jacob Jacob wrestling with the man, however you want to say it, the computer is gonna go right to it. And then you can break it down from there, like what you want from it. If you want to break, how do you want to come about this to your people? That's what you need to know. Like, cause it's like I thought about it like it was a cheat, but it's not a cheat.
It's not.
You gotta do the work. You gotta ask the right question. It's not a cheat because it's all about how you are interpreting what it is. And this computer is just gonna go with
it's no different than Google searching. It's right. It's just
it's actually better. It's better because it won't give you no bias. It'll give you everybody's point of view. Like, so it'll give it to you, but then it'll say that some people might not actually believe this. They might think that the man is God. And like it might break it down for you. So ask it to break it down for you and then go from there because now it has the conversation. Now it knows exactly where you are in your brain, and then you can take it wherever you'd like it to go.
Which makes me want to tell y'all something real quick. Y'all please pay attention to what I'm about to say. All that, Susan, come to my workshop and have you and your husband pay $150 and I'll teach you how to SEO so you can rank first on Google. That's dead. Because ChatGPT ain't about ranking first and it ain't quoting where it get its information from. It's not saying, well, one day Phil wrote a paper. We read it in 1,000 trillion of a nanosecond sometime in 2022. Here's your answer, humor consultants. That is not happening. So all of that, let's rank top on Google, that is dead. It is dead. Just because it ain't died yet, don't mean it ain't dead. Remember, King Saul, Jerome, was fired, but kept in position for another 25 years. Sometimes God will take your power, but keep you in position.
All right now.
Watch it.
That right there is scary.
Okay. Anyway, let me keep going. So, Prophet Jay, what I would say is, I'm
writing a sermon.
Write this phone because I want you to use my prompt. Well, I would use my prompt. All right.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm still
if I was you, okay, you should, because watch what I'm going to say. I'm writing a sermon about Joseph wrestling with the angel, with God, and this it's both and. In this verse 32:26, I would like to make this sermon part of a 7-part series. I'm only pausing and let Grace catch up. Essentially, I want to make one verse 7 sermons. Watch this here. Can you give me 7 unique angles of approaches for this one story? And I'll repaste my scripture again. Probably don't need to, but I'll do it anyway, just to be efficient.
Okay.
Grace, I dare you put that in your prompt. I dare you go put it in your prompt just so he can see.
It was Genesis, what was it?
32:26. Because Agent just preached it apparently not too long ago.
If you want the whole story, I think it starts at what, 24, right? Or 25.
Well, yeah, when it starts when he's just a kid, yeah.
See, ChatGPT will know that.
ChatGPT is gonna get right to you. That's why I say if you say what it is, the gist of it is gonna give you the whole. Like 26 is the thing about daybreak, and then he says, "Let me go." He says, "I will not let you go until you bless." And then he says, "What's your name?" He says,
"Watch
Jacob."
how you say daybreak. Watch how you say daybreak now.
I'm just stopping. I'm telling you, I preach this word. That's a word, brother G.
No,
watch it.
You can't say daybreak like that in front of the right people now. It means something.
Come on, man. You're looking for a blessing.
At daybreak.
Woo! He made the blessing. Come on. Yes, he was the blessing. Jesus. Oh, God.
And you got to remember, while that's happening, Esau is on his way to kill his brother.
Yes.
Deservingly so.
Yes.
Look at it. Look at it. Grace, don't you, I ought to knock you in the blessings, Grace. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
The power of prayer.
Look at this. Look at this 7-part series.
Power.
Watch this here. Grace, this is what I would do next. Grace, please email this boy all this here. This is what I would do next. God dog it. Remember, I said today's title is Using ChatGPT to Solve Your Biggest Problem.
The ideas of blessings through trials.
Bro, now watch this here. Watch this here. Grace, put this exactly as I said. Thank you.
I need to Snapchat this. I mean,
she gonna email it to you. Thank you. This was great. What I'm doing is I'm making sure the machine knows what is valuable to me, so I can get more of that. This is what Deanna was trying to get y'all to see. She was like, "Well, how do you keep talking?" This is what she's trying to get y'all to see. It's machine learning. This is value to me. See, the machine. If I want this to give me something, give me a controversial sermon, it won't let me get a controversial sermon. But if I want to get a controversial sermon, I can get a controversial sermon by the way I word it. And of course, if you really want I give you the most controversial sermon in the world. Y'all ready? Forgive. That's it. Forgive those who have wronged you. There's your controversy, because y'all don't like it. All right. Now, Grace, watch this here. Thank you. Thank you. This was great. Can you give me a clever series title for these 7 different approaches as I plan to preach this sermon series 100 times a year? See, don't ask me. You shouldn't have asked me. You understand what I'm saying? You should have asked me. Look, Wrestling with God.
Watch it, Carlos.
Journey of transformation.
Watch it, Carlos.
You know what? Carlos is Baptist.
You know what? You about right. look. And then what?
He's all of them. I'm telling you, because if you write something else, he's gonna speak on the Muslim. He's gonna speak on Hindu. Trust y'all, Carlos. What the thing?
Wendy's 2 for $6 lets you mix and match some of our best items, like Dave Single with a 10-piece crispy nugs, medium strawberry lemonade with a spicy chicken sandwich, spicy chicken with a Dave Single with a strawberry lemonade, strawberry lemonade, if you're into that. Chicken Sam, crispy nugs, strawberry lemonade, Dave's, nugs, Sam. Whew. Pick what you want at a price you want. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6. For limited time, price and participation may vary at U.S. Wendy's. On the card only. Single item at regular price.
This week at Macy's, find your new favorite jeans with 40% off Levi's looks for him and her just in time for spring. Or use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 15% off handbags and wallets, already 40 to 50% off. And take an extra 10% off great furniture and mattress deals too. Plus, Star Rewards members earn rewards even faster during Macy's Star Money bonus days. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Progressive presents Adjusting to the Suburbs. You used to associate crickets with silence. But since you bought a house in the suburbs, you know crickets hate silence. If any other creature realized rubbing its legs together made a piercing, high-pitched noise, they might think, maybe I won't do that. Constantly. All night long. Luckily, you can save with Progressive by bundling your home and auto. Now that's something to make noise about. Just not constantly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
Here is the thing here, okay? The thing here is the thing.
Yeah, to make sure you release this video. Stat.
First thing.
Stat. That's what they say in the medical field. Stat. Immediately. This, I told you what I'm doing will solve your biggest problem, no matter what that may be. Now, ChatGPT, Grace is a preacher, an engineer, a machine learning. She always be an example. ChatGPT is confused about you, Grace. You everything. Okay, you everything. Now, can you see this? Says, now I got my thing. Now watch this here. This is what I'm doing next. Grace, copy Wrestling with God, a 7-part journey for transformation. Watch this here, y'all. I'm not worried about the sermon yet. So that's y'all be rushing.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't treat Adrian. You don't grab the back of Adrian's neck and say, I missed you today. You understand? You just want to you're rushing. Don't rush. Don't rush. Let's take this thing slow. Okay? Take this thing slow. You understand? You understand. Copy and paste the title, Grace. Okay. Okay, you Command Z. I needed to see it. And I'm going to say now, great. Can you give me a unique theme that I can repeat through all 7 sermons the way Martin Luther King Jr. repeated, put in single quotes, Grace, I have a dream. What's the point, Agent, of preaching something if they don't remember it? Oh, you forgot to copy and paste, but that's okay, Grace, because he still had it.
My God,
you good.
Embrace the struggle, embrace the blessing. Wait a minute.
There's my thing, and then you say all both.
Embrace.
And you got to shout that thing though.
Struggle.
Embrace the struggle. Embrace the blessing. Come on now, you know how you got to do it. It depends on what you call and response. You understand what I'm saying? Call and response. Anyway, so there I go. So now he's got embrace the struggle, embrace the blessing. Y'all get it? So what he does on his 7 nights, every other night he alternates embrace the struggle, embrace the blessing. Now watch this here, Grace. Can you give me a theme that can invoke emotions, and transformation for the last night of the sermon series, which is the 7th. Day 1, embrace the struggle. Day 2, embrace the blessing. Day 3, embrace the boom. Watch this here. There you go. Certainly. Here's a suggestion.
Watch it, Carlos.
From wrestling to
Watch
worship,
it.
a life transformed. Oh my God.
From wrestling to worship.
Carlos is Baptist. Carlos is Baptist.
Oh my God. Oh,
don't ask me.
Oh my God.
Because I'm gonna knock the meat off the bone if you ask me.
Jesus.
Yeah, see this? From wrestling to worship. That's no. Now watch this here, Grace. Go up. I need you to copy all 7. Thank you so much. Yep. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, period. You are amazing.
Now, you should ask for an introduction.
Sure will. Hit enter, Grace. I want Carlos to say, man, I got you. Got your back. What else you need? Okay, there you go. Now watch this here. Feel free to ask. Now that you telling me to ask, I know you got to give me the answer. Watch this here. Grace, you're gonna say, can I have a repeatable I have a dream phrase? Oh, I have a dream, and then put after the quotation, type phrase for each of these 7 nights. Shift enter and then paste. Thank you. Take out that space. There you go. Thank you. Copy it, Command A, just in case you get a little error message. There you go. Copy that. Now go ahead and wrench around and wrench it off. Watch this here. Here are repeatable phrases for each night. Night 1, the power of persistent prayer. Keep knocking, keep seeking, keep praying. Embrace the struggle, embrace the transformation. Find peace in the presence of God. Discover your true identity in Christ. Embrace the trial, embrace the blessing.
Wow.
Grace that transforms, grace that saves. And on the last night, surrender. You understand, all right? Surrender to worship, transform your life. Of course, you can use that last one, which was from wrestling to worship. That could be the name of the whole sermon. So now, Mr. Prophet, you's a preacher's preacher now.
That's powerful.
Now what you do is you take exactly what Adrian said. You copy. Grace, what do I got? 7 sermons. Copy and paste. Now we're not gonna do it here. You're gonna copy and paste night 1. You're gonna say, can I get an introduction for this? And you're gonna do exactly what Adrian did.
Okay.
Can y'all see how much better that is than saying, can you write this for me?
Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
I know right now, if I don't know nothing else, I know Adrian and rip that robe off. She on the computer right now. Let me put this shirt on real quick and get it. Let me.
When I get some finances, I owe you a tithe.
Sucker, I've been up.
You've been up.
6:30. Don't blame me. I don't even wake up early. I woke up and turned my computer on. I said, ain't this a bitch? I said, what is going on? But listen, it's a beautiful thing, y'all. If I am embracing this, I know y'all can do this beyond everything else that is there. I'm telling y'all now. But like he said, if you think that it is going to do it, it's not going to do it the way that you think it's going to do. See, my problem, I tell you all the time, I don't know the to-do. I got all this shit in my head, but I don't know the to-do. So now what I've been asking is, well, I had this idea. So what should I do? well, here's some suggestions. And then I go from there. If I don't understand, I'll be like, I'm sorry. Can you go deeper? Like,
that's it, AJ.
Wow.
listen, when
That's it.
the thing is, I'm telling you, y'all love this. When you embrace this thing like this, because I'm telling you, what he just did right there, you know I'm about to do that.
You better. You better.
Grace
send it to both of them so she can have the format, so she can do it for
And-
all her servants.
And I might want to borrow his night too.
I'm telling you, even the mere fact that, wow, that's all I can say. And you could do it with anything.
Anything.
It's like, I'm talking about love today, so I just happened to ask the GPT. So what's the whole thing about this Valentine's Day? And I asked it just like that. It broke it down. It told me what Valentine was, Saint Valentine, and then it told me about the pagan, and then it told me, well, all in all, what they've done is they've made it a commercialized holiday. Like, they told me everything.
So, question real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see how it didn't finish generating?
No.
Regenerate?
No. What you do is, this is, thank you, Grace. What you do is go highlight night 7. I'm so glad you did this. And then go all the way to the and copy. No. At the night, all the way right there. And I copy.
Okay.
Now put please finish.
Okay.
Space. Now copy and paste. Now hit enter. Hit enter right there. And watch how it's going to take from the. It's going to literally fit the main.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. So Bishop, quick question. And then I'm gonna leave you alone.
Grace, I blessed everybody. They don't want to. They act like I didn't.
You did.
Put my foot on that. Go ahead.
His cash app is.
Yes.
Go and put it in the chat, Grace.
Definitely. When I get some finances next week, you will be getting a tithe. Definitely.
Well, amen. Prison's gonna get a cell phone or something. I don't know. They're gonna get a cell phone.
The question I have is, like, source. Okay, I'm dealing with you, so I have to say source. Source gave me fighting is worth it.
Okay.
And then so say if those 7, right? I still, you know how the human we do human consultants on Tuesday, we have 7 points. I still can use those 7 points, even though I'm not preaching that 7. Do you get what I'm saying?
I sure do. Yes. Now, of course, if y'all are coming to the human consultants and not using ChatGPT, y'all out of line.
I'm sorry. I can't hold it. Do you know that you can tell the ChatGPT what you're thinking about right now, and he will incorporate it with what he just said?
Susan, tell you I get there 2 hours early just to check the microphone.
All. That's what I'm saying. Give him your all, because however you want to do it, I'm thinking of going this way. Da 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 da. Is there a way that we can put it together? And he'll put it together with what you just said and make sure that it's in, bruh.
Yes, absolutely.
Have fun.
Now, don't try to preach 7 points.
Oh,
in
Jesus.
25 minutes. Well, no. Yeah, 25 minutes. Your customer, well, I'm sorry. Your listener, still a customer though, but your listener can't hold 7 things, period. Just can't do it. Not your average and not your above average. So if you're going to talk for 30 minutes or less, nope. If you're going to talk for an hour and a half or less, 1 message, 1 point. I give you free rein, Grace, to have that 1 point, have 3 sub points, because you come from the 3-point preaching, 3-point speaking. But y'all confuse 3-point speaking with having 3 points. That don't make no sense. Because now, if me, Susan, and Phil look at y'all talks, y'all done had 3 damn talks. Those 3 points were 3 different talks. This is why your communication is ineffective, because you're sounding good instead of being good. Those are 2 different things. Those are 2 different things. There's a reason. This conversation goes all across the play. I'll let y'all take it up, but I got 1 point. I come to this thing every day with 1 point. And no matter where it go, I bring it back to the 1 point. I got one message. You know what I'm saying? I got one message. So remember that. So please, when you do your 7 sermon series, that's why I actually pull back up for your search. See, I know this. I asked it to do that. I didn't say those exact words. I forced it to do it with my understanding. That's why I had Grace copy and paste those 7. And I said, can I get a message, a repeatable message? That's your theme now. Once you know what your theme is for each night, you ain't supposed to talk about nothing else but that theme. So don't share your screen, Grace. I need you to share your screen. This is very important. Listen, if you think Melissa don't need this right now, she got a whole keynote she about to do. She's got a keynote. Don't relegate this just to sermons. She got a whole keynote. Scroll up, scroll right here, Grace, right here. The power of persistent prayer. Okay, so what would Antonio do with this? Or keep knocking, keep seeking, keep praying. I'm going to show you what I would do with night 1. Copy and paste the whole night 1, Grace. The first thing I'm going to understand is the power of persistent prayer is my intention, my purpose. You know, hold on, don't copy and paste this. Don't paste, but just hold it and copy. I understand the power of my persistent prayer is my purpose. I understand keep knocking, keep seeking, keep praying is my remembrance. That's not the actual word I would use. That I would say that's my vision statement. So if you don't know the difference between a mission statement and a vision statement, allow me to show you. A mission statement is, Antonio says, well, I mean, excuse me, Phil says, Antonio, but what do you try to do with Doritos? Well, all right. I want to feed people. That's the mission. And when he says how you're going to do it, whatever I say next is the vision statement. Mission is what I'm doing. Vision is what it looks like that I'm doing. So I force this to give me the mission and the vision statement of my sermon. Statement here. Remember, I told you I wrote over 1,000 sermons. Does it not sound like, well, no, I ghost wrote over 1,000 sermons. Does it not sound like this is degreed stuff that I'm talking about? Power of persistent prayer is the mission. But keep knocking, keep seeking, keep praying. Grace, that's the vision. So watch what I do. Can you write me hold on, I'm thinking. Can you write me? Okay, go up there. I need you to read copy and paste. Can you write me copy and paste just the power of persistent prayer? Okay, let's go with, can you write me an outline for the power of persistent prayer, comma, but using, go copy, keep knocking, keep seeking, keep praying. But using copy and paste as my 3 points. For example, Grace, for example, and you're going to put number 1, and I go put keep knocking. Number 2, and so on and so on. Remember, the human consultants are teaching y'all how to be understood and easily followed. Keep knocking, keep seeking, keep praying. There's your period. So if your brand ain't this easy to follow, you ain't got one. It's as simple as that. Oh, let me check this text message from Deanna. I may be doing something inappropriate. Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, no. You are
So whenever I get text messages on the call,
appropriate.
I'd be like, oh Lord, what I done did. So I never know. I never know. I never know. Okay. All right. That's my 3 points, but I'm not done yet, Prophet Jay. I'm not done because that's novice stuff, Renee. I mean, this is above novice, but Prophet Jerry's no novice. For example, keep knocking, keep seeking, keep praying. Now, let me see. Hold on. Can you rewrite me? I don't know my persistent power, persistent prayer. Keep knocking, keep praying, keep praying. Okay, take out that period, Grace. No. So, put the period. I'll change my sentence. By using this format, I would like points 1 through 3 to drive the sermon forward while repeating the theme consistently, and go get all 3 of those up there, Grace.
Well, the keep
knocking. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So what I just told you to do is organize my sermon this way, but not just organize my sermon this way. I need you to get that I'm trying to reinforce the theme, not just in entertainment and not just in transformation, but in legal structure of my thingamabobby. Right? Hit integrate, copy and paste, because you may get a network error because it's been sitting here stagnant. Right? Now watch how this gets structured. Oh, I tell you, using this as 3 main points. Brief overview.
Come on, introduction.
Wow.
And introduce the thing. Somebody ought to be paying me the big bucks. Point 1, keep knocking. And it broke down keep knocking and how to keep knocking. You're not paying attention. Point 2, keep seeking and how to keep seeking. This is how I write Carlos. All my sermons. This is what they're told to do. Keep praying and how to keep praying. So when you leave, what is going to happen? When you leave, what is going to happen is, without a doubt, your people are going to walk up to you like they walk up to Antonio. They're going to say, "Man, keep knocking, keep praying, keep knocking, keep praying." They're going to when people start repeating what you told them, you got them. Man, get this man. Hey, all you viewers that's going to be looking at this and listening to this later.
Appreciate it, man. Woo! You're giving me chills, man.
Crazy. It's crazy.
And a man supposed to give another man chills.
You got a little bit of a good point there, sir. You've got a good point there. Yeah, you got a good point there. And I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about right here. Share my notes. Bam. Here's my notes. Now I come to my notes. Here's a scripture on, here's a sermon on 2 verses. Until you return.
My God.
Until you return. Now watch this here.
Watch it.
Theme: God will stay with you through all your stages of doubt.
You better preach. Come on.
What's my purpose statement? To teach people that we doubt God more than he doubts us. Opening illustration. You know what, Grace? Watch this here. Hold on, let me stop this here. Share your screen, Grace. Let me show off a little bit. Share your screen, Grace. We about to be a blessing all day. Thank you so much. Can you write me an illustration for the above outline? No. I'm sorry. I'm speaking different language. Can you write me a short story? Can you write me a short story for the above outline titled Afraid of the Dark that, scroll up, Grace. Oh, no, that, yeah, just scroll up. I need those 3 points. I need those 3 points. Keep knocking, keep seeking, keep praying. Look here, y'all. That reinforces and sets up my theme, copy and paste. Grace, copy and paste this whole thing because you're about to ask for a closing story as well.
Copy and paste what I just
copy and paste this right here because you're about to say the same thing again. Okay. But you're about to change short story for we're gonna do it again. We're gonna get 2 stories. Let's copy and paste it. You got to copy and paste?
I got it.
Hit enter. Scroll down. Deanna, put your voice on this. As soon as it finished. Now I need y'all to.
Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Timmy who was afraid of the dark. He was so afraid that he couldn't fall asleep without the lights on.
Hold on, Deanna. I'm so sorry. You're doing a good job, Deanna.
She was.
Well, because I taught her how to preach.
She was, because I was into it. Okay, I said, come on now, read this. Okay. Let's go ahead.
I need you to get into the preaching mode that I taught you how to do, please, if thou don't mind. Hey, organ just stop playing.
Okay.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Thank you. You all may be seated. For the times I share together, I want to speak with you on this subject. And whatever the subject was, I forgot what the name of the sermon is.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, Deanna. Show them why you're ordained.
Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Timmy who was afraid of the dark. He was so afraid that he couldn't fall asleep without the lights on. One night, as he was lying in bed with the lights on, he heard a noise coming from the closet. See, Timmy was scared, but he remembered his mother telling him that there is nothing to be afraid of when you pray to God. So Timmy got out of bed and he knelt down beside it. He started to pray, but nothing seemed to be happening. The noise from the closet continued, and Timmy started to feel even more scared. But he didn't give up. He kept knocking on the door of heaven, kept seeking God's presence, and kept praying. Finally, after what felt like hours, Timmy felt a sense of peace wash over him. The noise from the closet stopped, and Timmy was able to fall asleep. When he woke up the next morning, he was no longer afraid of the dark.
Grace, I need you to copy the same thing. Please finish. Copy. No, not just that. You got to go up to the finally. Copy it. Bam. Please finish, because I see what Carlos is doing. He's giving you a transition out of the short story. Please finish, copy and paste all that. Bam. Deanna, pick up from finally and then read what's coming next.
Finally, after what felt like hours, Timmy felt a sense of peace wash over him. The noise from the closet stopped and Timmy was able to fall asleep. When he woke up the next morning, he was no longer afraid of the dark. From that day on, Timmy continued to pray every night before bed. He never forgot the lesson he learned about the power of persistent prayer. He learned that no matter how dark or frightening life may seem, by keeping the faith, knocking on the doors of heaven, seeking comfort and guidance from above, and praying with all his heart, he would always find the peace and the strength he needed to overcome any challenge. See, years went by and Timmy grew up to be a man of great faith, always putting his trust in the Lord and never giving up on prayer. He often told the story of that faithful night to others and inspired them to keep knocking, keep seeking, and keep praying. Just like Timmy, they too discovered the transformative power of persistent prayer and the peace it brings, even in the darkest of times. In conclusion, this story reminds us of the importance of keeping the faith no matter what. By knocking, seeking, and praying with persistence, we too can experience the transformative power of prayer and find peace in the midst of life's challenges. So let us keep knocking, keep seeking, and keep praying, and never give up on the power of persistent prayer.
Now, how you transition out of that story is, have you ever been afraid of something? And now you can get into your introduction and your stuff like that. There you go. There you go. Good. Jerome's clapping for you, don't you? I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Jesus. Amen. Amen.
Now, what he gonna do? I'm gonna let you do it on your own. You're gonna copy and paste it, give him that prompt. You're gonna copy and paste that same thing and say, can you give me a short story? Because if you don't know how to hoop and holler, you're gonna you gotta end. And nothing worse than doing a good job and don't know how to close. Nothing worse. True. Nothing worse than doing a good job and don't know how to close. Tell them what old folks say in Texas about preachers, Grace. Don't let them. Come on, you know what it is. Don't say it. Say it.
Don't let them. Wait a minute. Don't let them have you ask you to sit down twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't let them make them. You don't make them glad twice.
That's it. Don't make them glad twice.
Don't make them glad twice. Glad you got up and glad you sat down. That means you stunk the place up. You went to Flunkersville. Ooh, Lord, thank you. That's over. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so glad. I don't know who called him. Hey, preach? No. God said,
but it wasn't the Lord.
God said, peach. Susan, God told him, get some peaches, not preaches. Put an R in there. Put an R in there.
My aunt said, God told him to go pee, not go preach.
Oh, Lord have mercy. When them old ladies in the back say, help him, Lord, they don't mean you're doing a good job. They mean help him, Lord. Help him. Help him. He ain't studied long. Thank you so much. Can you write me? Now, I'm gonna let him do the short story. We're gonna let him do the short story for time.
Y'all are stupid because I say fix it, God.
Fix it, God. Fix it. Fix it. This is not in your will. Fix it. You fix it, God, right? You understand? So I was doing, I want you to show you something. The same steps of me doing wizards. This man got inspired for Jesus. This man took my one waving wizarding world and used it for Bible toting church world. The concept is the same. Do y'all hear me? Now, of course, he asked a smart question. Antonio, what would you do? Well, if you're gonna let me do that, then I can't violate your free will telling you what I would do. And that's how you get it. Do we have a clear understanding? Everybody cool? All right, good. I'm landing the plane. Okay, good. You can just hit my Cash App. It's all good. It's all good. Remember, y'all, right now, Adrian knows enough now about ChatGPT that Adrian should be charging $35 for artificial intelligence boot camp. She's better than everybody else that she knows.
May I say something?
You sure can.
Since I've been on this call and watching and listening to Miss Adrian, she has always been, vocal and full of fire and energy. But I see something different on her face. I see a different type of energy and confidence. it's like she know that she know that she know, and she's excited. And that's a blessing. You can see it. You wearing it, Miss Adrian. You're not just talking the talk, you wearing it.
That's right.
Thank you, God, Aunt Shelley.
Congratulations.
I believe this.
Watch how you say believe now.
Come on now. Don't do it to me now. Don't do it. I'm telling you. No, you're so silly. But I've been lost for over a month and a half.
You better watch it.
And I love the fact that we get to do like our wins and challenges, because that's a platform where we can be completely vulnerable, completely open. And I have literally been telling people for the last month and a half, I don't get it. Antonio is talking and I'm like, what? And I just bless God, because that is why my motive is just stay in the boat. Like, be here, listen, always keep showing up. And the other day, when I'm telling you, it was Jamal that did it first in the keynote, that just got me saying, what is ChatGPT? And I tried it, but then it was giving me all those messages that I couldn't get in. So I didn't know. So I never went back. But then Antonio came right back with it. And then he didn't get off of it. And then one day he says something. He was building that story when we were talking to Melissa. And it built the story about the boardroom. And I laughed and I said, ain't no way. And I tried it one day. He said, give it 2 hours. I gave it 2 hours. And before you know it, I looked up and I was like in the joint for like 4 hours. I'm like, oh, I got to go. Then that night, I couldn't go to sleep because I was talking to the GPS, because I'm thinking there's so many things that I want to do that God has told me to do, but I don't have the team, or I don't have I don't have the verbiage. See, because I'm an athlete, unfortunately, and I never had to do school as well as everybody else did, because I was always geared with the person that made sure that I was eligible enough to play. So I might not have got the best schooling, So when it comes down to putting it together in the most analytical way, I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, I'm only going to be able to talk to these group of people because these group of people can hear me. But when I started reading this thing, I realized that this thing is like culturally, it's needed right now. And what, like, this chat GPT, I say something in the chat and he's like, what? If you could actually get the world to do this, this would be a better place. So I'm thinking, yeah, bro, like we on the same page. So Aunt Shelley, I received that. I told y'all the other day, the baby was 8 weeks old. She sat up off her mom's chest, spit her pacifier out as if she was speaking to me.
Yeah, that was a powerful. You know what? You should put that story, like bulletin points in ChatGPT. Have him write that story, and you need to go ahead and run that. That need to be like in your sermons or something. And you need to tell that story as much as Les Brown tell his stories. That need to be one of your call featured stories. Because that story was powerful.
It was a wake up call for me. That's why I said, because Sunday when I came home, I've been on it ever since. Because now I understand. I see something that's way bigger than me. It's way bigger than me. But even just the breakdown that you just gave, Prophet Jerry, is just like,
he's one of the greatest sermon writers in the world now.
Yeah. Like, and nobody will be able to touch it. And I want you to know that I use ChatGPT and I wrote like a stop the violence, like a gun violence type of a story.
Nice.
And they accepted my story. They came right back. They read it. They accepted it. They posted it on their website and everything. And I'm like, oh, okay, Chibit. Like, we went from not writing at all to writing it and getting posted first day.
See what I'm
Over
saying?
200,000 views. I'm like, so I just bless God for all
over 200,000 views
already.
I
wish I knew how to post it. You know what? I'm gonna send it to Grace because I know I can send it to Grace. Grace is on my thing.
You can also ask Chibit. You can also ask Chibit, hey, tell me how to post this damn thing.
No, I know how to post it. I do that too. You do know that. I'm asking him now, what's the best way to do this? And he's like, well, it's really up to you in the preference of what you're trying to do. But if you would like to get paid for this, then you should do it this way. If you're just trying to do this, then you should do it that way. Like ChatGPT is really, really,
wow.
He a new thing right now. But Grace, I'm gonna post you my article,
Please.
and y'all can see what the chat,
Please.
me and chat did, because it was me and chat.
Yeah, of course it is, and it's just a tool. It's always.
Yeah, I've been trying to find you on Medium, Adrian.
200,000.
You still
Yes.
can't find me.
I can't find you either.
Now. I'm a writer I'm a writer. When y'all do find me, y'all gonna see damn, she been posting for a minute. I got like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, when you send me your article, I'm gonna write the title in Medium so I can find you that way.
Okay, because I changed that name too so that it would be a little bit easier. It's Adrian Misunderstood Allen. I figured go that way.
Okay, I should be able to find you that way.
People that won't embrace my misunderstood will at least be able to find me with my name.
Good.
I see the birthday girl.
Yeah, okay. So I would just Susan, when you stop, I mean not Susan, Sugar, when you stop driving, check your text message. When you stop driving, don't do it. Okay, yeah. When you stop driving, apparently it's her birthday. Go on with your bad self. What you 27? 27. Okay, you somewhere around there.
I'm just talking myself out. I'm just talking away. Don't even have my good morning, everybody. But
morning.
You know, God has blessed me to see 69.
Uh-oh.
You better go ahead.
And I feel better really right now than I did in my 50s.
That's right.
50s was good, but I'm ending down these 60s, and I'm so looking forward to my 70s. This is good. This is real good.
Look at that. I love that. Y'all, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all better not let me turn 70.
Happy birthday, Dr. Trav.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
I've been acting like this since 6.
Lord.
We know I'm getting worse at 69.
Oh, help us, Lord.
That's it. Happy birthday. I try to see you today.
69 is a good number.
It is a good number. It's a fantastic number.
Good year for you.
Yeah, it's a fantastic number. Yes. Let's see. All right. So I
was born in 69. So you know that's a great number.
There you go. That's why you act like that. That's why you keep your wife happy. That's it, right?
I'll say.
That's it. That's how you claim it. That's it. That's right, ladies. He sure do. That's it. So going back to this here, because I'm gonna just scroll past this quickly now, because I want you to see. So I went, can you educate me? He educated me on the Akan ethnic people, on their stuff, spiritualities, stuff like that. Great. Then I said, can you give me all the other stuff, the lesser known stuff? Gave me lesser known stuff. Then I said, oh, right, gave me lesser known stuff. And I said, well, listen, is there like a chief? Speaking of the villain, is there like a chief evil spirit for the Akan people, or like an antichrist? And he was like, no, and there's no chief evil spirit, which makes sense. That's a Christian thing. There's no antichrist. However, there's a belief of evil spirits that can cause harm and bring misfortune. And I was like, well, can you give me a list of these malevolent deities? And I got a list of 15. And if you think for 1 second that the accuracy of my book ain't going to include, you're just not paying attention, right, to Antonio. I got a list of 15. Then I was like, can you tell me about this person, or Niame? And if you come way up here, if you come right here at the beginning, it says they believe in the supreme being. So this is God, right? Supreme being. Anybody believes in the supreme being believes in your Christianity, just not the way you perceive it. But they believe in your one God. The one true. The Christians don't even believe in one God. You believe in one true living God. You believe in multiple gods. It's called henotheism. You believe in multiple gods. You just believe one God is the ruler of all those gods. Especially if you believe in the devil, then that's automatically you believe in another God. But you believe that there was some little fake ones out there, and the one true living God stepped up. Right? Now watch this here. I got the names whoa, this is important. I got the, oh, sorry, I went too far. I got the origin story. So I said, thank you. Can you tell me about, this person? I said, can I get the origin story? So, the origin story is not really clear, but it starts off in the beginning. There was darkness. I'll skip that. I'll say that from my book. Okay, I'll skip that because I'm running out of time. Then I went, great. Phil is ChatGPT. Can you give me 10 fictitious cities I can use in the book? And right here, I don't get Carolina. These aren't New England cities. These are cities inspired by the culture of, what is it, Grace? Anak? It's inspired by that.
Aiken.
Aiken. There you go.
That's it.
Aiken. I'm thinking Anunnakis. And I got all these names. All of them. I get to pick. Now, actually, I'm going to use all 10 of them. It depends on which is what. And look, these names are inspired by Akan language and the rich cultural heritage of Ghana. So now it's making sense. Now the book needs to be authentic. Then I went, thank you. I need to create, let me stop just so y'all don't read here. I need to create a visiting headquarters. Now, this is so important. This is so important. Before I do so, I don't want to make it a castle if castles are not indigenous to Ghana. Don't make no damn sense. I got a castle in Ghana. Can you tell me what kind of building would be revered, I should say, and honored, but he got it, and honored in Ghana like a castle? And then he went, in traditional Ghanaian architecture, castles and fortresses are not a common feature. Good job, Antonio. Instead, there are several types of buildings that are revered, honored for their cultural significance and historical importance. Here are a few examples. Stilt houses, houses built off the ground. Round houses, circular buildings. Palace buildings, and I seen two when I was in Ghana. And I can still see it in my head right now. Palace buildings are large, stately buildings that were historically used by Ghanaian royalty. They are often built with mud bricks adorned with intricate carvings and sculptures and considered to be symbols of powers and wealth. And if you think my wizarding world, my wizarding palace building won't have, if you think for 1 second I won't describe to you what it looks like with a bunch of intricate carvings and sculptures, when it gave me the answer, you're not paying attention. Can y'all see how I went from nothing? And in minutes, I don't have a wizarding castle. I got a wizarding palace building. Now there is nothing from just right here. There is nothing about my wizarding world that sounds like Harry Potter. That's liberating for me because now I get my own creative freedom to do things without having that pressure and that crutch to look towards somebody else. Castles are not typically mentioned. I completely agree. Thank you. We will use a palace building. I'm saying we, as in me and you, Carlos. Me and you gonna use a palace building. Can you give me 20 suggested names like Hogwarts, but 10 inspired by Ghana and 10 by Akan culture? And look what happened, Susan. I can't make this up, man. I can't make this up. Here are 20 suggested names inspired by Ghanaian and Akan culture. Asafo Academy, such and such. Just keep going, keep going. And I was going to merge some, Phil. And Deanna, I think you said you like 19. Is that the one you like? No, which one was it you like?
I liked Abusua Haven. Abusua Haven.
That's what she liked. This one right here. And I was like, okay, all these are great. Maybe I should be like Asafo Tower, Adinkra University, something like that. And then I stumbled across number 16, and there was no reason for me to change it, Phil. It has its power on its own. Annecy Tower of Enchantment. And then, Susan, I saw the world for the first time. I saw the tower looking like it nearly touched the clouds. And the tower is surrounded by palace buildings. And each house has its own palace building. So the School of Wizarding world doesn't just have palace buildings. The headquarters has a tower with palace buildings surrounding it, with a fortress all around the wall. And of course, it's magically enchanted to where you look at it, Jerome, it looks like an abandoned warehouse. Anyway, just try to show y'all. Then, look, these names draw from the inspiration of the Akan language, traditional, blah, blah, blah. And I went, thank you, I'm picking this tower. So right now, y'all getting top secret information. This is my Hogwarts. It don't sound like Hogwarts. It's my tower. And then, Phil, this is when I start shining. And this is what I wanted to show y'all. This is when I start shining. I said to myself, read this, Deanna. Because now that I can see, I couldn't do it at first. I couldn't see the wizarding world. I just knew what I wanted. But now that I can see the tower. So if palace buildings are the greatest structure, then I'm going to surround the greatest structures with an even greater structure. Makes sense. Read that.
Thank you. I am picking Annecy Tower of Enchantment. I need to pick 4 house names for the young wizards to get their learning. Before we pick names, can you tell me some motifs and values Akan's, I said it right? Akan? Akan's value the most. For example, honor, valor, bravery, etc.
Okay. Now I'm picking 4. Why? Because J.K. Rowling had 4. Phil, look at this brilliance, man. This is gave me 5. So now I got 5 houses because I couldn't get rid of either one of them. So what I did was I wanted to build houses around the motifs and values of this culture. Now, Gryffindor was bravery. Slytherin was So I think Slytherin was bravery. Anyway, you get the point, right? All that stuff like that. Skill is what Slytherin was. Skill and talent. So wisdom, respect, hospitality, family, hard work. Nothing about this sounds like Harry Potter, but it is not only do I get, it's my foundation, but now instead of 4 houses, I got 5. And I can build a house around each house, around each thing. And it's according to my world and the culture in it. So then I start saying smart things like, read it, Deanna.
Great. This is amazing. Can you give me 4 names apiece for each motif? Wisdom, respect, hospitality, family, hard work. I need 4 names for each so I can decide what the name of the houses, so I can decide what to name the houses that we'll learn inside of the majestic Annecy Tower of Enchantment.
All right, so I get 20 names. Here's 4 names for respect, 4 names for wisdom, respect, hospitality. And I didn't like either one of them. But they're great names, but I didn't like them. The reason I didn't like them because they don't have that. What I kept doing last night, 10 points to Gryffindor, right? They don't have that, that ring to it. So then, this is what I did. Great, this is amazing. Can you give me 4 Ghanaian names apiece for each motif right here? And so I get these names, and I go, I don't like that either. And then it dawns on me, Phil, you know what we should do? Thank you. Is there an animal in Ghana or Akan that represents wisdom, respect, hospitality, faith, and hard work? Now I'm on to something, Phil. I can't get names, give me an animal. And guess what? Wisdom, tortoise, respect, leopard, hospitality, owl, family, ant. worker B, hard work B. Watch this here. Deanna, read these. Because when people remember, I'm not writing this for Ghana. I am, and I'm not. I'm writing it for all generations, and I'm writing it for whites, blacks, Jews, and Gentiles. But the goal is to have it be realistic to the culture, because my hero needs to suffer in that culture, no different than Harry Potter suffered at the Dursleys' house. My hero needs to suffer in that culture. I promise you, Melissa appreciates this type of hard work before her authors write a book. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, read it down. Wisdom.
Yes. There are several animals in Ghana or Aiken.
Well, yeah, you could just read this because I'm trying to end the list.
Wisdom. The tortoise often seen as a symbol of wisdom. Respect. The leopard is often considered a symbol of respect.
Okay, you stop right there. So you get the point. Seen as this, seen as this, seen as this. So now I go, great. Do we have different words for houses? And I get these words. I'm not really looking at that. All right. So I said, okay, here are 10. Can I get some names for places of learning then? And I get academy, colleges too. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, because that's England conquered the whole world. That makes sense. So let's make tortoise sound catchy and unique, like Gryffindor. And then he gave me shell shifters, slow but steady, house, turtle turners, tortoise trove, and shell smasters. So what I did, I went with turtle, tortoise, and I like this trove. I combined them. 10 points to turtle trove. Can you see it? Can y'all see it coming alive now? Like turtle trove house, turtle trove. And then leopard paw. I'm skipping the steps how I got there. So I got turtle trove, leopard paw, talon tower, and ant mound. That's what you were saying. Ant mound. I still like the honey. What was the honey pot? I think I ant mound. And then here for the B is honeycomb. All right, honeycomb. There you go. So now I got my 5 houses.
I'm House of Honey Pot. Sorry.
I got my there. Thank you. I will go with honey pot. Yeah. So I did pick honey pot. I will go with honey pot. Honey pot is a house, and that's it. I'm done now because I want to talk to Phyllis Susan. I'm done now. Let me say this here. A happy birthday, sugar. Let me say this here. I didn't know what I was going to do. No different than Prophet Jerry didn't know what he was going to do about his sermon. I just knew what I didn't want to do. And I knew, like Susan, I know what I want. Actually, Adrian said it best. I got it up here. All this stuff in my head. I just need to put something to it. Now I got this whole wisdom world that nobody can say it's not unique. Nobody can say it's not original. You can't say it's a knockoff because I went through those steps. And it's no different than a Google search as far as the ethics of it, but Google couldn't have gave me what I encountered in this particular situation. So I end you with this next 5 minutes of closing statement. This is how you solve your biggest problem. Whatever your biggest problem is, let ChatGPT know I need you to fill it and have a conversation. And each step of the way, like Adrian, I don't understand this. I don't understand that. I don't understand this. So if you have, let's say you have,
I think I got him to her. I believe I did.
Okay, good.
I'm learning, man. I'm learning.
Nah, man, that's it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what
like when I put it in the copy board, when I hit it and it says that it goes to whatever that thing is. How do you find them? Like where are they? The clipboard. Like where do you find it when you hit it?
If you got a Windows, hit Control V. It's already in your memory. So hit Control V and it'll paste it for you.
Control
Yeah. You don't have to actually go to the actual clipboard. That's it used to be back in 1996 with a little paper clip will come on your screen.
Yeah.
The paperclip guy. That was the clipboard. You know, it was on the screen. Now it's just like saying hang up the phone. You don't really hang up the phone anymore. Y'all remember hang up? Remember Susan used to have to actually go in the kitchen and hang up the phone with the. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember. We used to buy 30-foot telephone cords, and we hung up
the ones that went from the living room through the kitchen into the bathroom, into the bedroom, and into the hallway and back in the living room.
Yeah, they made a lot of money off us because we had to replace some things every 3 months. Keep because when they start to static in your phone. Is it really?
Stand in the right place. Stand in the right place and put it together. And stick it like this and put it together and pull it together. And wrap it around
the receiver.
You hear me?
We used to buy fancy receivers. You know, fancy receivers. Oh, y'all don't.
We had a nail in the wall. Like we hung up we had the phone mounted to the wall, and then we had the nail underneath.
You had to hung up. That's my point. Clipboard is like hung up. They don't exist anymore, but it's from the 90s. So when next time it tells you it's in your clipboard, it's in your computer RAM memory. Just hit Control V or right click and paste. That's all. That was my point. Yeah.
One last thing to Miss Adrian.
She was actually looking for a clipboard. Go ahead, Shelley.
So, Miss Adrian, you say you learning. It sounds like you teaching to me. Every call, you bringing some information. Just sharing your experiences on your journey is helping us as well.
Yeah, she own it. She own it. She own it for sure. And I just want to show y'all that. And then so I'm gonna share my screen. So on my Twitter, there's this wonderful doctor. She's a doctor. I think she's a doctor of education. She's always. She's just awesome. And her name is Sarah Thomas. So shout out to you, Sarah Thomas. She's been one of the main listeners on my podcast for a long time. And she always lets me know when she's listening. She told me yesterday or whatever day, she was like, yep, now listening too. And if you come here, I need you to get that people y'all don't even know outside of this are listening to the podcast. And I don't even know who Bonnie Nevis is, but she's excited about the ChatGPT of what I'm talking about, making $10,000 a month. So Deanna, I'll repost our important. Grace, your notes are important, which Deanna would take over for a little bit there. But in addition to that, and please hear me, that these people are getting it. Y'all are getting it. At some point, you're going to receive you early. Now go and get the rewards for being early. Go and buy that house this year. I want everybody right here. I want all of y'all to turn. I want everybody's 10-year goals to become a 1-year goal. Oh, you got the smartest brain on the planet. ChatGPT, the whole Chat 3 technology, you shouldn't have no damn 10-year goals. Nobody here should have a 10-year goal. If you had a 10-year goal, a 5-year goal, without artificial intelligence, respectable. Now that you have it, you need to decrease that. Your life has changed. I'm assuming by your intense nodding of the head, you're saying, you're right, you're right, you're right. And I appreciate that.
Amen.
Take your, I just want to be stable into, you got doggone right I am. ChatGPT, make me this course that's going to make me $20,000 a month.
Come on. It's called the 30-day love. It's called the Love Revolution, the 30-day insight of understanding and empathy and control.
Did you see your podcast cover? Did you see your podcast cover?
Did you see it? Oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I don't even know. But I'm stepping and don't know.
And that's
stepping and don't know.
And everybody who's ever changed the world stepped and did not know. They just knew they would not be denied. Your job ain't to know how this is fit to happen. Your job is to know I refuse not to buy my house this year. Grace, time me for 2 minutes. Now, this is my faith. I rarely give you my opinion. You finna get my opinion today. This is my faith. I've been praying. And all of a sudden, all these billionaires, Microsoft, spent $100 billion just for me. I don't care what money they make. I know, and I'm not trying to say they wicked, but I know the wealth of the wicked was laid up for me.
You better preach.
Better go get it.
Antonio, come on.
That's scripture.
I know that all that corporation money to gain a profit, which I got no problem with, is working out for my good. Because I am called and love God. So my opinion,
come on, God.
I'm trying to help it. And my opinion is this whole software, AI, was made just for me. I sure hope y'all benefit. But I promise you, I will approach it every day of my life, sugar. Like, look at what God put in front of me for me.
And we scared of technology.
Every time I jump on ChatGPT, I expect God to bless me with $1 million.
Watch it.
I rarely give you my opinion. I am telling you my opinion. I believe that it's only 2 times I've said this out loud. I believe Facebook made me famous. As soon as Facebook fooled around and let y'all do live video, I blew up because I just understood live video was for me. Y'all crazy. Live video, you're not gonna outwork me. If you finna let me go live, I ain't gonna have no studio no more. Oh, shoot, I'm going live every day. I ain't care about no algorithm. You finna get 12 videos today. And I'm telling y'all that ChatGPT, it's for the remnant, is what my father would say. He called it raiment. It's the King James Version. He says, God always leaves a raiment. Some of you, like Susan, like Janice, like Phil, you've been faithful. I swear to God, I'm done. You've been faithful. And you ain't know how you was gonna blink, whatever that may be. I'm telling you, this is it. Phil joked with that story yesterday. God saved me. I sent the helicopter. I sent the boat. I sent the God dog and God sent the ChatGPT. Ain't nobody tell you got to use it. Because Phil and Susan got friends that's going to help them use it or use it for them. So you need to be likable or you need to use it. I don't know which one is for you. All I know is my personal opinion, sugar, it's your birthday. And God had people put $100 billion+ just for you. That's how I feel.
And I'm ready for it.
February 18th. It's Susan's birthday. I was struggling all day yesterday. I'm so mad at Allenbrook right now. I had to take a whole nap. I asked Deanna, I said, I got to take a nap. I'm so mad. I'm so damn mad. I am. I'm so so mad.
He don't take
so
naps.
freaking mad.
He had to reset.
I'm so freaking mad. I'm so mad. But what I did do all day yesterday, February 8th, was I start getting the server stuff ready. This is me talking to my current service providers, and they was like, Antonio, can you tell us what you need? And so now our sister company, these people can do that. And I tell them, look, I need this. I need scalability to accommodate growth for user traffic, reliability, uptime, nerd stuff. I'll skip you with the nerd stuff. Because my problem now, Susan, is not Allenbrook. My problem now is how the heck are we going to store these people? That's my problem now. How can our servers handle it? And long story short, I told them I need all this. All this. And tell me how you knew you needed this. Because I came up here. I went to ChatGPT. And maybe here. I don't know. Maybe here. Or maybe here. Maybe here. I went to ChatGPT and I said, look, I need some damn help. And I came here and I got some help. And I was like, look, yep, right here. Right here. I need to create servers or use a server for Arlenbrook my social media platform that I built. What should I do first? Gave me this answer. Rent, blah, 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 blah. I decided to rent so I can own next. I need this here. And I was like, I hear you, Phil, but that was difficult as hell. So if you don't mind, can you write me an email asking these people for the services you just suggested? Because that was some complex stuff you just said. Surely, here's your subject. Here's your email. Copy, paste, went up in here, put it in there. Y'all not hearing me. Look, they asked me this. The company
just like that. Oh my God.
Adrian, I thank you so much for being here, Adrian. Thank you so much.
I need a 15-minute with you because I need to know how I'm supposed to go teach this.
Okay, I got you. I
need this because you're right. Because I've been all in this thing.
I'm gonna give it to you today. I'm gonna do Phil and Susan first, and I'm gonna give it to you today.
You can tell them I got a phone call and they will write the script. Hello, I'm this person, introduction of this, and they will respond like this. I'm telling you, it's in there. It's like ragu. It's in there.
Yeah. And Phil, they asked me this question. Dear Antonio, thanks for getting in contact. This site is blah, blah, blah. Can you blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, huh? Can you tell me what you're gonna need? Remember, I don't know no damn servers. I don't know no servers. I'm wearing 19 hats right now. I ain't wearing no servers. So I said, look, company asked me this. Right here. It's right here. You're welcome, free fan. Okay, you write me. Here's my email. Thank you so much. The company asked me this question. Can you let me know what requirements software is needed? Can you respond to it? Of course I can. Here's a sample response. Dear company, blank. I put in all this technical stuff. Y'all hear me? Now, a lot of this I did. I knew this part well. Actually, I knew most of this. Good. I said, but this part I didn't. I was like, well, dang, I need 3G all the way up to 5G. But I don't know how to put that in computer language. So I say, can you show me an example of this? Sure can. They gave me this answer. And I kid you not, in all my frustration, Susan, I went and I put that there. I need this, and I keep in mind on this, I'm looking like a genius. I'm looking like a damn genius on this, y'all. And they responded, yep, we've escalated your concern so we can get you qualify. We got to push you over. And they pushed me over. And then the guy made suggestions. The guy smarter than me made suggestions. And guess what I said, Janice? Exactly what you think Antonio would say. I believe what you suggested is perfect for me to begin. The hell I'm gonna say? You smarter than me. I asked ChatGPT, I communicated, this is what I got. Then Antonio, thank you so much. And I was like, appreciate you, thank you. Most excellent. That's it. There's no way, Susan, that all the code for Arlenbrook that's getting ready to change our life would have been done without ChatGPT. There's no way that all those server questions I just answered I could have did without ChatGPT. I don't have the knowledge. So when I tell you that God did this just for me, I'm not trying to get no response. I'm telling you, my life is saying through harvest, this just for me. I sure hope you adopt that same attitude. Antonio T. Smith Jr. You can play it better. You can dominate. Grace, get with Adrian and Deanna. Grace, Adrian, we're gonna set up a Zoom call with you after Phil and Susan sometime. So be ready. Love you, everybody.
Can we sing to Dr. Sugar, please?
Yes. Yes. Hold on. Y'all say love you more first. Yeah.
Love you more.
There you go. There you go.
Only
Okay, go ahead and sing,
I love
Adrian.
you. I love you, Dr. Sugar, and it is your 69.
I love you more. Yes.
69. I just love 69, period. So we say, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr. Sugar. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
She did 3 of them.
Love you. Look, they say shine a
love
light
you.
on.
Yes, love you.
Shine a light on.
That's
hey,
it. Grace, I just sent
put
you
it in the middle. Hey,
a message. Send it to Janice for me.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah, send it to Janice for me. I just sent it to you. Love everybody.
Love you more.
Love you more.
Be jumping on Zoom right now for Phyllis Susan.
Thank
All right,
you.
everybody. Y'all have a good one.
Too.
Bye.
Thank you.
This week at Macy's, find your new favorite jeans with 40% off Levi's looks for him and her just in time for spring. Or use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 15% off handbags and wallets, already 40 to 50% off. And take an extra 10% off great furniture and mattress deals too. Plus, Star Rewards members earn rewards even faster during Macy's Star Money bonus days. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Download Upside and start getting cash back wherever you roll. It's like having your own hype man. Get an average of 17% cash back at restaurants.
Oh, it's dinner time.
Average of 13% on groceries.
Get those groceries.
10 cents per gallon average cash back on gas.
It's go time.
Plus, cash back at participating convenience stores too.
Stacks on stacks.
Users can earn hundreds of dollars a year, 3 times more than other apps.
Upside, show me that money.
All right, we get it. It's easy. Just sign up for the free Upside app and start getting cash back for doing you. Download the free Upside app and use promo code DOYOU10 for an extra $10 cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's promo code DOYOU10 for an extra $10 on the free Upside app. Get cash back for doing you with the free app from Upside.